Recently, I found out who murdered my wife. I wish to God I'd never gone looking. I work security for the Echo Supernatural Institute. Before that, I spent my early years in Eastern Europe scavenging abandoned Soviet military sites, searching for old tech, old secrets, anything worth trading. It was dangerous work. People died, sometimes at my own hands, though I always told myself they knew the risks. Then there were the worst days, the supernatural ones. We called them tamers, creatures and anomalies left behind by things that shouldn't exist. I still carry a scar down my arm from one that nearly took it off. Eventually, the Echo Institute found me. Lydia, a woman I'd met on the job who taught me English and who I'd go on to marry, recommended me for a security position at their headquarters in Hawaii. I took the job. It was safer, more stable, and I didn't want to leave her. The facility itself is beautiful, tropical, lush, practically a postcard. Easy to forget what's actually kept underneath it. The day this all started, I was driving out on surface patrol toward a reported traffic incident. Clear skies, familiar roads. I'd driven this route so many times my coworkers joked I could do it blind. Then I reached the usual fork in the road, the one by the little waterfall, the one with the memorial bench for Dr. Williams. The fork was gone. The road just continued straight now, veering left into thick jungle. No fork, no alternate path, like it had simply never existed. I radioed my coworker, Campbell. "The fork's gone," I told her. "The road just goes straight now." She sighed, tired, and not unkindly, but not gently either, reminded me I'd been a bit unfocused since the Tamer attack that killed my wife 3 months earlier. I told her I wasn't imagining this. Eventually, protocol won out. I was ordered to investigate, confirm reality distortion, call in a quarantine team. So I grabbed my rifle and drove forward into the jungle. The road deteriorated fast. Eventually, I had to leave the SUV behind and continue on foot, pushing through overgrowth so thick it felt like swimming. I repeated my anchor phrases in my head, the way we're trained to when reality starts destabilizing. I am Vasily. The sun is warm. I am in the jungles of Hawaii. I want my wife back. The jungle finally broke into a clearing. An old rusted vehicle sat abandoned in the grass, and beside it, a concrete bunker half swallowed by vines, its door thick with rust. Inside the car, reaching out through a shattered window, was a human skeleton, dressed in the tattered remains of an Echo Institute security uniform, same as mine. Beside the body, an old M4 carbine, a model we stopped using back in 2022. I tried radioing Campbell. Static, nothing. I opened the bunker door anyway. The smell hit first, stale air, dust, and that unmistakable rubbery scent that meant a Tamer had been nearby. A narrow concrete staircase disappeared into total darkness below. Fresh, muddy footprints led down into it, still damp from the storm the day before. I followed them. Hundreds of steps down, I reached another door, this one blown clean off its hinges. Another skeleton lay in the frame, skull fractured, wearing the remains of office clothes. His ID badge marked him as archival department. Beyond that door, a long hallway. More skeletons scattered across dust-covered tile. And the muddy footprints continued, now smeared with fresh blood, running past shell casings and dried bloodstains on the walls. The deeper I went, the more the layout felt familiar. I realized with a growing unease that I was walking through an exact copy of our containment facility above ground. Same layout, same halls, abandoned, forgotten. Had the Institute known, this was down here the whole time. A noise behind me spun me around. My flashlight caught a figure at the end of the hall, pale, robed like something out of a nightmare, hooved feet, eyes swallowed in black. It watched me for a moment, then slipped around a corner and vanished. I picked up my pace. Eventually, I reached a large intersection with an intact blast door, faded warning signs beside it. As I approached, a voice called out from behind it. "Hello." I nearly jumped out of my skin. "Relax," the voice said, soft, feminine, almost seductive. "I'm not here to hurt you." I asked what she was. She admitted freely, a Tamer, trapped behind that door since the early 2000s, back when this facility was still active. She claimed her ability was total, she knew everything. I told her I didn't trust Tamers. "Because of what happened to your wife," she said. Dead at 51, 3 months ago. A Tamar attack, a home intrusion, corporate espionage, perhaps. I told her to stop. You want answers, she said. You want to know who took her from you? I would say they're closer than you think. So close, in fact, you see them every day. I demanded she tell me everything. I will, she said, but I'll need something in return. Open this door, escort me to the surface. I only want to see the sun again. That's all I've ever wanted. I hesitated. She gave me the door code 51605 and then warned me something was coming. A monster. I hid in a rusted storage cabinet as something skittered closer. A skeletal creature crawling on clawed hands, its skull split in two, clacking together like a jaw. It wandered the room, paused near the blast door, then shuffled off down another hallway. Once it was gone, the voice spoke again. She told me about the muddy footsteps I'd been following, a field agent named Joy, one of our most decorated. Joy had asked her the same question I would have asked, if I'd thought to. Would the Echo Institute ever sacrifice one of its own for the sake of a mission? Joy had been about to open the door herself when something attacked her, and she fled. If you follow her footsteps, the Tamar said, you'll probably make it out too. Now will you open the door? I sat with that decision for a long time. In the end, all I wanted was a name, a target, someone to blame for Lydia's death. Fine, I said. Open the door, then you tell me everything about my wife. Absolutely, she said. I am a woman of my word. I punched in the code. The blast door exploded outward before I could react, something surging through it in a blur of motion and sound, knocking me flat. By the time I scrambled up, whatever it was had already vanished into the dark. I'd been played. I'd released something into the world, and I had no idea what. Inside the empty chamber, I found a folder, heavily classified, partially burned. I grabbed it and followed Joy's footprints the rest of the way out, back up through another stairwell until I emerged onto a beach as the sun was setting. I don't know how long I'd actually been underground, longer than it felt. I sat in the sand and opened the folder. Lydia had been assigned to a classified project called Crash 416. The details were sparse, but the implication was clear enough. She discovered something during that project, something disturbing enough that she felt she had to warn me. So, to protect operational security, the Institute had her killed. There were photographs, her body, a gunshot wound between her eyes. I only glanced at the autopsy report before I made myself stop. When I went back to find the entrance to that abandoned facility, it was gone, buried under a collapsed pile of rock, like it had never been there at all. I don't want to believe the Institute could have done this, but everything lines up. The agent who killed her used a Tamar to bypass her door, and now there's an entire abandoned duplicate of our facility buried beneath the island that no one ever told me existed. 20 years. I gave these people 20 years of my life, and there's a real chance they murdered my wife for caring too much about me. I'm home now. I don't know what to believe anymore. I just keep thinking about one thing. What was Lydia trying to warn me about?